I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're exploring the thrilling world of Soul. It is a captivating novel written by Rosalie Celeste. This page turner follows Anna, a young woman on a quest for a fresh start whose life takes an unexpected turn with the arrival of the mysterious Tyson. Anna's journey is one of self-discovery, danger, and the pursuit of a life she never knew she wanted. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. And we ask viewers like you to support writers like her by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing this awesome book. The links are below the interview. Rosalie, thanks so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thanks for having me.
Soul is such a unique blend of action, mystery, personal journey. Tell us what inspired you to write about Anna's story, and how does her character reflect the novel's core themes?
It's a bit complicated. A long time ago, I used to really like writing, but I kind of had an illness that stopped me from writing, and then I eventually got it back. I actually started writing children's books in 2021. I know I wanted to challenge myself by trying something a bit different. And I originally wrote it as just one book, but I've really enjoyed like creating what the characters were going to be like, and it ended up being a trilogy. There's three books to it.
Absolutely. Let's go through the names of the books. What are they called?
The first book is called Soul.
Mhm.
Second book is called In Shadow, and third book is called Eternity.
Wonderful. And do they all follow the character Anna?
Yeah, they do. Uh, I'd say in the first one, there's a little bit that's written from Tyson's point of view.
Mhm.
But that's because the characters aren't together at that point. They're not in the same area. So it goes through, their experiences from both sides.
Wonderful. Let's give the folks at home an overview. What is Soul all about?
It's about a woman called Anna. She had a bit of a difficult start to life, and she realized she wanted something a bit, different. She finally got to a point in her life where it was normal, it was quiet, and she realized she wanted something a bit more. And then she meets Tyson one night, and she follows him to see what he's doing, and from there everything kind of leads on, and it's more of a new experience and learning new things about herself and the people around her.
Yeah. So by meeting Tyson, it opened up a whole different world to her, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was things that she didn't realize existed around her, even some of the people that she knew, she didn't realize, you know, they were different in a way.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Have you envisioned these books perhaps as a TV series or a series of films?
But I think everybody kind of does that at some point, it'd be an amazing thing to happen. I'd love something like that to happen. But I don't know. Time will tell.
Exactly. The work is out there now. You never know whose hands it's going to wind up in. And it's a wonderful book. It's a riveting story. And you've got a lot of story out there because you've got the three novels out there. So I think it'd be great for a series of films or a TV series. Absolutely. What are you hoping that readers take away from reading your book?
I'd like to think that they become a bit more connected to the characters. They want to know what happens to them, so they keep reading. Um, and kind of towards the end, I'd like it to strike a chord with them as well. So if you're a bit quiet, if your life's not as interesting as you want it to be, you have to seek that out yourself. You have to have experiences for yourself. You can't just wait for things to happen.
What are some of the things that Anna discovered about life that she never knew about before once she gets involved with Tyson?
Um, well, obviously, I don't want to.
Give away too much, yeah.
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 Um, I think there's a lot of her discovering things that she didn't realize she was capable of, the
Mm.
inner strength and the urge to fight for what she cares about, and what she comes to care about that she doesn't realize at first.
Mm.
And then she starts understanding a bit more about herself.
Absolutely, absolutely. A journey of self-discovery is a large part of this book. Did you set out to write three novels, or did you write the one and it just grew into three? Tell us a little bit about your writing process.
Well, this illness that I explained about earlier, it kind of made me have a bit of writer's block.
Mm.
And for a long time, I couldn't write. Um, and I started doing a course during lockdown, actually, with an online college. And it was so interesting. I started writing a book about that.
Mm.
Um, and I started to realise I don't think I can finish this just yet. I need to learn more. But I didn't want to stop writing because I knew I wouldn't start again. So I started writing Soul. I originally put it through to another publisher, but it was very underfinished. I think it was half the size of what it is now.
Mm.
And I kind of ended it with process, the mind process that it would be just one book. But I started to write another book and realized, I'd quite like to carry on with this. And then by the time I finished that second book, I was already writing the final one.
Yeah. So the third book is definitely the final book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I
The story
worked out
ends.
in a way that the first book I could have finished it, but I carried it on. The second one, it was like it ended on a bit of a cliffhanger, so it wouldn't make sense without the third one, but I kind of tie up all the loose ends in the third one.
Wonderful, wonderful. Are you working on anything new right now?
I'm trying. I haven't got anything specific. I've got a few stories that I'm working on, and hopefully something is going to come from that. I definitely intend to.
Sounds great. Tell us some of the children's story books you've written.
It was, very short stories. It's more for young children to kind of understand about what they're going through. Um, my first book was called Rose and the Missing Tooth. Um, and it was inspired when I saw my daughter lose first tooth. Um, and just the way she reacted to it, and I wanted to put a nice spin on it, and explain it so it's not scary.
Yeah.
And then I wrote something called Rose in the Box, and that was basically the same thing, showing imagination in play with basic objects.
Wonderful, wonderful. Have you had the pleasure of reading those books to any children?
I haven't read them to anyone. I'm not very confident in my voice.
Right.
But I've been told that people have read it, and when the children went through the same thing, it
Mhm.
helped a lot.
Exactly, exactly. Having those shared experiences help children realize they're not alone out there, that they're not that different, that everybody has challenges and struggles. That's absolutely for sure. Rosalie Celeste has written a captivating novel. It is called Soul. It is a real page turner. It's a story about Anna. She's a young woman on the quest for a new start in life, but her life takes an unexpected turn when she meets a guy named Tyson. Tyson's Anna's journey, rather, is one of self-discovery, danger, and the pursuit of a life she never knew she wanted. It's a great story. There are actually three books. Start with Soul. You'll want to read all three. And hopefully, Hollywood, if you're listening, let's turn these into a TV series or a movie. Rosalie, thanks so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Great having you on the show. And to the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.